Nano Banana Pro is insane for making AI ads. With just a couple of hours of my time, I have made this Nike style commercial featuring LeBron James that looks like a six-figure production.
Crowd on their feet. This free throw would cut the lead to 1. LeBron takes a breath. The shot is up. LeBron James just made history.
This entire thing was made with AI. No film crew, no rental equipment, just my laptop. And in this video, I will break down exactly how I did it, step by step. We are moving beyond simple images. I am going to show you how to execute a complex free throw ritual sequence, focusing on specific details like skin texture, the leather grain of the basketball, and the specific camera lenses used, so you can stop just making cool images and start building high-end business assets. So, I've always been inspired by athletes like Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James. But what really separates a generic sports clip from a high-end Nike ad is the tension. It's the micro details, it's the focus in the eyes before the shot goes up. And now that we have the pro version of Nano Banana with way sharper details, insane prompt adherence, and also better character consistency, I just knew it was now the time to make this specific advertisement. Here is the thing, most people are using these tools to make random fan art, but if you are an entrepreneur or an agency owner, you need to look at this differently. This is a business asset. You are effectively replacing a $50,000 production budget with a visual intelligence. In this breakdown, I am going to show you how to structure a specific 5-scene free throw sequence. We are ditching the random clips. We are going to focus exclusively on the tension of the free throw line. I am going to show you how to storyboard this specific visual flow. The director's eye prompts I used in Nano Banana Pro to simulate specific Sony G Master lenses. How to capture micro details like sweat pores and the leather grain of the ball. How to use Kling AI to handle the complex motion of the ball rotation and the specific arc of the shot. So let me just start by breaking this down from the very beginning. Section 1, the concept, the free throw arc. Now, the first step to getting started with your AI generations is storyboarding. Don't skip this. For this specific commercial, I wanted to focus on the psychological intensity of the game. We are going to follow a very specific visual flow. Number 1, the portrait. A dramatic front angle to establish the player and the environment. Number 2, the focus. An extreme close-up of the eyes to sell the intensity. Number 3, the grip. A macro shot of the hands and the ball texture. Number 4, the ritual, the animation of the ball rotation and the bounce. Number 5, the release, the final shooting motion and the net. Now, using this idea that I already had in mind, I tried to enhance it using a bit of ChatGPT. You can do so in any LLM that you find necessary. I specifically asked, what camera lens creates the best bokeh for a dramatic sports portrait? This is how you elevate from a creator to a creative director. We aren't just saying, make a cool picture. We are defining focal lengths. Once you have that planned, then it comes down to visualizing your storyboard. Section 2, generating cinematic assets. Nano Banana Pro. So for this, we are going to use Nano Banana Pro inside Higgsfield. If you want to try this out yourself, I will leave the link for Higgsfield in the description down below. Make sure you are using the new version of Nano Banana Pro because we need that crisp detail for the sweat and skin texture. Set your aspect ratio to 16:9 and I choose to go with 2K so it's already upscaled. Scene 1, the dramatic portrait, 85mm lens. For the first shot, we need to establish the scene. I want a front angle portrait that feels expensive. So for the prompt, I went with this. A dramatic front angle portrait of LeBron James during a focused free throw, wearing the yellow Lakers jersey, his eyes locked in with arena lights reflecting sharply in his pupils, sweat glistening naturally across his skin, captured with an ultra-shallow depth of field that isolates his calm intensity while the background melts into soft blur, shot with a Sony a7RV 85mm f1.2 lens for rich bokeh and crisp facial detail, dark moody aesthetic with deep contrast and subtle cinematic tones. And look at that result. The reason I specified the Sony a7R5 and the 85mm f1.2 lens is because Nano Banana Pro understands photography gear. It knows that f/1.2 means the background should be creamy and blurred, keeping all the focus on LeBron. That dark moody aesthetic gives it that Nike commercial vibe immediately. Scene 2. The eyes. 105mm G Master. Now we need to get closer. The eyes tell the story. This is where we need insane resolution. I gave it the following prompt. An extreme close-up of LeBron James, eyes locked in focus during a free throw, sweat glistening on skin, arena lights sharply reflected in his pupils, ultra-shallow depth of field, isolating the eyes with creamy bokeh, dark low-key aesthetic with high contrast and subtle cinematic tones, front-on angle capturing micro-detail of pores and lashes, shot with a Sony a7R5, 105mm for 1.4 G master lens for razor-sharp ocular detail and smooth out-of-focus rendering, optimized for Nano Banana Pro. Honestly, yeah, this is crazy. Look at the reflection of the arena lights in the pupil. We can see the pores on his skin. By asking for the 105mm G master lens, we forced the AI to give us that compression and that razor-sharp ocular detail. It's scary, but it knows exactly what LeBron looks like right down to the eyelashes. Scene 3. The grip. 90mm macro. The connection between the athlete and the tool. We need to see the grip. A close-up of LeBron James' hands gripping the basketball tightly, capturing the veins, muscle tension and skin texture in high detail, wearing the same white Nike compression arm sleeve and a yellow silicone athletic wristband. The leather grain of the ball sharply defined with slight moisture and game wear and in the exact same position. Dark moody aesthetic with directional arena lighting, creating dramatic highlights and shadows. Shallow depth of field, isolating the hands and ball. Shot with a Sony a7R5, 90mm f2.8 macro lens for extreme texture, clarity and crisp realism, deep cinematic tones with rich contrast. This is perfect as well. The 90mm macro lens prompt is doing all the heavy lifting here. It brings out the pebble texture of the basketball leather and the veins in the hand. Notice I also asked for slight moisture and game wear. That makes the ball look used, not like a render. That creates instant realism. Do the same for the rest of 2 scenes or whatever scene you like and want to create. The method is same. And I added the document file of prompts in the description. Section 3. Animation with Kling AI. So now that we have made all of these generations, it's time to animate them. Static images are cool, but motion is what sells the product. In the next part, I will show you how to animate using Kling 2.5 Turbo. The breathing, setting the tension. Let me now show you the most difficult part, which is subtle motion. We need to feel the athlete's exhaustion and focus. I grabbed that first dramatic portrait we made, and I wanted to add heavy breathing. So inside Kling, I used this prompt. The player stands completely still at the free throw line, taking deep, heavy breaths. His chest rises and falls rhythmically with physical exhaustion. Sweat drips slightly down his face. Keep the camera completely static and focused on the breathing motion. A lot of people mess this up by adding too much motion, but look at this result. You can see the yellow jersey expanding as he inhales. It's that heavy, tired breathing that happens in the fourth quarter. This basically sets the tone for the entire commercial before a single ball is thrown. Section 3. Animation, the ritual, rotation and bounce. Let's start with that macro shot of the hands. I wanted the specific motion of him rotating the ball and taking a dribble. I used this prompt. Make the basketball slowly rotate in the player's hands, then bounce it once gently and return to stillness. Add only tiny hand adjustments to support the motion. Keep the camera exactly the same with a soft, subtle handheld drift. I struggled a little bit with this one initially because animating hands can be messy, but by specifying add only tiny hand adjustments, it keeps the fingers from morphing or getting weird. The result is this subtle rotation and that single heavy bounce. It builds anticipation. Animation 3. The blink, the calm. Now for the new scene, the blink. This is delicate. We do not want his head to turn. We just want the eyes to close and open and the sweat to shimmer. Put the image we generated, the close-up of the eyes, and then add the prompt. LeBron blinks slowly once, eyes close and open, sweat drips down the temple, skin shimmers under light. Very subtle handheld camera movement, no head rotation. Creativity strength, set this to 0.3. We keep the creativity low at 0.3 here because we need strict adherence to the face. If you crank this to 0.8, his face will warp. At 0.3, you get that perfect natural blink and the light dancing on the sweat. It's the calm before the storm. Animation, the shot, the 45-degree release. This is the hardest part. You don't want the ball flying sideways. I imported the portrait image and gave it this very specific technical prompt. The ball shoots on a strong 45-degree upright angle from the first frame, moving fast with no startup delay. It climbs well above the frame while also traveling right. The camera follows upright with the ball and keeps it centered. Do not let the ball go left or backwards. Keep motion smooth and steady. This is a pro tip. Telling the AI do not let the ball go left or backwards is crucial. Without that, the AI might glitch a little bit and throw the ball in a random direction. But here, it climbs perfectly. It looks like a pure shooter's form. Now use the same method for the net animation. It's really cool and smooth. So this is just an example ad. You can create different angles however you like. Just follow the same method. Section 4. Sound design, the expensive factor. And if you stop here, it's just a cool video. To make a commercial, you need sound design that matches this tension. When you sync that deep breath with the eye contact and the third with the bounce, that is when it feels premium. That is when it feels like a business asset. Pretty cool, right? If you combine all the shots that I just showed you, the specific lens choices, the macro details of the sweat and leather, and that linear story of the free throw ritual, you can make a pretty cool ad. And I have just done this with LeBron James, but you can do this for yourself. You can do this for your physical products. Just swap the basketball for your product, but keep the same attention to lighting and texture. Now, if you want to learn more about how to make thumbnails like Mr. Beast, then click the video on your screen right now, where I showed how you can do graphics like media empires using completely free AI tools.